Ooh, what's up, everybody? My name is OMG WTF LOL FTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling versus WWE, the weekly series where we take the shows and events that the WWE runs, book them in the game, and see just how well the WWE does, or if TEW will be the company to bring the WWE down to its knees. We are booking the July 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw, and as you see, we are opening up the show with Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon as they come out to hype up the show. Vince McMahon starts it off first, talking about historic moments before introducing his daughter and his son-in-law, who then make the historic announcement of WWE's Evolution, which is going to be an all-women's pay-per-view featuring the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship on the line, the NXT Women's Championship, the finals and the Mae Young Classic, all on the line there. Legends like Beth Phoenix, Trish Stratus, and Lita all been confirmed. In fact, everybody tonight has been pretty much just highlighting how proud they are of the women and all this stuff, which I'm just kind of like, yeah, cool, they're getting a pay-per-view, but why are we proud of them? They're doing the same exact thing we are. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because we're fighting gender norms or something, but I'm just like, yeah, there's a pay-per-view, cool, but stop shoving it down my throat. But that's just kind of how they reflected this tonight. Like, I don't know. It was weird to me how, like, everybody was just like, oh yeah, and with the women's pay-per-view, I'm so happy and so proud. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, so I don't want to sound like I'm being a sourpuss, because I am happy. I'm actually excited that there's going to be an all-women's pay-per-view. We're going to see some legends come back and possibly some dream matches, like someone maybe like a Trish Stratus versus a Charlotte, or I even proposed a match to my buddy. Trish and Lita can team up, because, of course, they're probably a little, rusty. Have them team up and take on like a Becky Lynch and Charlotte. You have something like that, or you can do the obvious Lita versus Becky Lynch. I think that's the one everyone's popular about, because they're both redheads. But there's options there that you can lead to, and I think it's going to be an exciting pay-per-view, especially because you're going to have all three of the women's championship. I believe we're going to see a tag team championship there as well. I'm almost certain it's going to be happening. The Mae Young Classic, there's going to be a lot of things there. And speaking of the Mae Young Classic, that brings me to my next point here before we can move on in this episode. I'm sorry this might take a little while, but a few episodes back, I brought up the fact that, the Mae Young Classic is coming up, and is that something that you guys would like to see? And I also brought it even to another thing, like, there's a lot of stuff in WWE that we don't do. I mean, they do main event, they do superstars, NXT, which I could make a brand for, even though it would kind of mess things up with the title situation, but we can fix, we can just roll with it. But there's a lot of things in the WWE that we don't do, and it's mostly because it's kind of intimidating. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of time dedicated to not only watching these episodes, booking them, but then recording them as well. So it is a lot of time, but it is something I am willing to try and do. Not promising that it is something I can but it is something I am willing to try and do. But I leave that also up to you, because I understand that the WWE versus TEW series isn't that popular of a series compared to something like Invasion, or, another series that I could be doing. And some of you guys may be thinking, like, I already dedicate enough time to this series already, because I am trying to keep up with WWE as much as I can. And along with my work and all that, I'm not really able to focus much of my time on, like, an Invasion series or something. With that being said, there is going to be a poll, or there should be a poll up there. I got to figure out how to do it. This is my first time ever really trying to do this. But there should be a poll up there giving you guys a couple options from, like, everything, which means everything. I mean, like, NXT, NXT UK, the Mae Young Classic. Actually, while I'm on the topic of the Mae Young Classic, let me bring this up to you guys, because that's kind of what spawned this question onto me and allowed me to, or made me think about bringing it to you guys, I should say. Because I've had a couple people in the past tell me they want to do this, and I've had a couple people in the past tell me, keep it the way it is. But with the Mae Young Classic, I was actually, fully intent on doing it. I had a comment saying, yeah, do it. So I was yep, all right, let's do the Mae Young Classic. That sounds like fun. And I started hiring some of the women who have already been confirmed for the Mae Young Classic. But unfortunately, one of the girls, I believe her name is Crystal, is not in this save. I could not find her anywhere. I don't know if she has another name. I don't think I could find it, and if I did, I wasn't able to search her up on that name, but I don't think I did. If you guys know Crystal's real name, let me know if that's even who it is. with that being said, there are going to be times where there are superstars that I don't know if that blacked out on you guys, so I'm sorry if you guys saw a black screen for a second. But there are going to be times where I might not be able to hire these. So what do we do in that situation? Do we just hire some random girl that kind of fits the criteria, maybe kind of looks like them, like I do with the local talents, and just name them like Crystal or whatever it is? Or do we just scrap it all together and say, nope, we can't do it? But I think if we do vote on everything, I'd probably lean more to the idea of like hiring just some random person that wasn't hired for the Classic and just have them serve as that person that we can't hire, unfortunately. So with that being said, like I said, there is a poll up there. There's a couple options. You can choose everything, which will be like everything from the Mae Young Classic, NXT UK, NXT, the main event, superstars, everything we already do, and everything WWE does pretty much. Very intimidating, but it is something I'm willing to try. There is other options that pretty much exclude main event and superstars because main event and superstars really isn't something that anybody watches anyway, I feel. So I don't think anyone would be missing that. Then, of course, we can keep the developmental territories out and just do the specials like the Mae Young Classics, the Cruiserweight Classics, the UK tournaments, the Superstar Showdowns, and all that stuff. And I'm still going to probably do the Superstar Showdowns and all that because that kind of ties into the pay-per-view, or not the pay-per-views, but storylines on the main show. And if it does tie into the storylines on the main programs, I am going to do it there. And then, of course, your other option, of course, would just be to keep it the way it is with 205 Live, Raw, and SmackDown. But I leave that in your guys' hands. I hope you guys vote. Please do vote. Let me know what you guys think. But with that being said, Evolution is announced, the first ever all-women's pay-per-view. And I kind of messed up here. I featured Carmella and Becky Lynch in the same angle, and that's kind of my bad because they're feuding right now. So it did gain some heat there, but it is going to be losing some heat here soon, too, because there is no way they're going to recapture that on SmackDown. So kind of forgot. I just picked a handful of women that I saw on the main, or on the, I guess the what the hell am I trying to think of? I keep wanting to say screen, but it's not screen. But anyway, they're all standing there on the entryway pretty much, and I just picked some of the people that I saw. Simple as that. Doesn't need much explaining, I feel. It did get the crowd off to a strong start, and the crowd was hot. Vince is learning to show more charisma, so all in all, good stuff. Then we jump into a 54C-, hyping up what we'll see later on tonight, as the number one contendership for Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship is on the line, as Roman Reigns will take on Bobby Lashley in a rematch from Extreme Rules. And then the Raw Tag Team Championships are on the line, and they're next, as the B Team will defend against the Delitas of Worlds. Good stuff all around. What is this? Oh, never mind. I know what it is. 68C plus rating as the Deleters of Worlds announced that they're here. Oh, they're teasing a heel turn. Bray Wyatt getting a poor reaction due to the crowd remembering his last turn. That could be unfortunate, but I'm not going to turn them heel just yet. But they're kind of going in that direction, and well, yeah, you never know how it's going to work. 60 solid C as the B Team is backstage, and they're happy. They're excited about the Evolution pay-per-view. Like I said, I don't think I actually said this. I think I said this to one of my buddies. For some reason, I thought I said it in a video. But they're really crammed the Evolution paper, almost to the point where it's kind of annoying. They really crammed it down your throat here tonight. But either way, B Team, they're excited about Evolution. They're excited to defend their championships. They actually almost leave their championships, but they pick them up and then they go out because it's time to defend the gold. What is this? Oh, that's right. The B Team might be turning face too. They might be doing a double turn. That's what I feel. So I've gone ahead and started, teasing everything. Solid C rating as Elias gets interrupted. Of course, his debut album came out today, or I should say last Monday, July 23rd, because this is being recorded on the 28th. But I haven't heard it yet. I should listen to it, though. Nonetheless, Elias ready to, sing some songs from his debut album before he's interrupted by the music of Matt Hardy. And out comes Matthew Hardy as he interrupts Elias here. That's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout the night. 50D plus as we get our championship introductions. I almost said interactions. The Deleters of Worlds, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, and the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Forgot to mention, Bo Dallas had a funny line in his little promo there with Curtis Axel calling him the brother he never had. Just funny. It was just funny stuff. Speaking of the brother he never had, him and Bray Wyatt actually do get a little bit of an interaction here in their matchup. But before we get to the matchup, we have one of those weird angles that's kind of happening during the match. But again, not able to do that, so this is how we have to fix that. With the Revival watching the tag title matchup themselves, kind of scouting it and seeing, when it's their chance to get their shot, I guess. 58 C- rating here for the tag title matchup here. The B Team defends their championships over the Deleters of Worlds in 10 minutes, 7 seconds after Curtis Axel goes over Matt Hardy. Not with an axe hole, but there was a little bit of naughty. The bell. Stop it. Too loud. A little bit of interference, or I guess not interference, but miscommunication from Bray Wyatt as Bo Dallas tossed Bray into Matt Hardy, leading to Axel to hit him up with, I guess, more of a flash pinfall. And then the B Team making their first defense of the the Raw Tag Team Championships. 58 C- for that. Of course, the Leaders of Worlds kind of teasing a heel turn here, but not really, because it doesn't happen until after the match. So all this time it's saying they've been teasing a heel turn. They haven't been teasing a heel turn. It's just, it happens more towards, the angle afterwards, which we'll get to that in a second. So, Axel, oh wait, never mind. Just ignore all the face turn stuff right now, because it's not really supposed to be happening. Matt Hardy with an in-ring performance of a 51. Bray Wyatt with a 59. Curtis Axel with a 50, and Bo Dallas with a 49. So Axel and Bo really benefiting right now from this feud. They have jumped up. And then finally, afterwards, we get a 69-59, a 69. I almost said it. I didn't almost say, I did say it. I said a 69-59. What the hell does that even mean? We get a 59 solid C rating here. If I was popular, that naughty, the bell. You hunchback of Notre Dame, stop ringing it. Fuck. Nonetheless, DOW, the Leaders of Worlds. Is it the Leader of Worlds or Deleters of Worlds? I don't know. It's two of them. It should be Deleters, but it sounds weird. Nonetheless, they kind of, taunt the B Team by, they give them the standing ovation before Bray Wyatt just attacks them and Matt Hardy joins in. And the B Team gets beaten down by the DOW. See, I can out-talk your Bell Naughty. How do you like that? Curtis Axel getting better at his gimmick, and of course the face turns. This is where I guess I should go ahead and change it, but I'm not. I want to wait and hear their explanation to see if it's like a full-fledged heel turn. This is more like a tease to me. Like maybe they just, fed up. Who knows? Maybe, they could just be fed up, man. Why you have to be mad? It's only a game. Oh. Sponsored but not sponsored by Coke. Coke, please sponsor me. Send me free drinks so I don't have to pay for them anymore. 62, solid C rating. As we get some hype for some matches that'll be taking place tonight. Finn Balor will be taking on Drew McIntyre in the battle of, I wanted to say the Irish, but I don't think either are... Finn Balor is Irish, but Drew McIntyre is Scottish, so maybe there's a bit of a feud there. Showing my ignorance here, so I'm sorry. And then, of course, the number one contendership match between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. 50 D+ as we get a recap from the DOW beatdown on the B Team. Yes. 62 solid C as Finn Balor and Chad Gable are chatting about backstage when Chad Gable and Finn Balor start noticing that Balor's gear and, his jacket even was being moved to a different area. And it's because of the Constable, because Constable Baron Corbin has given him his own locker room, apparently, because he feels he's such a big star now. And Balor's new locker room is a little kid fun house, pretty much. Balor's fun house, or what do they call it? Finn's fun house. That's what they called it. And Balor takes it in stride. He's having fun, which kind of pisses Corbin off, because I guess he wanted to piss Balor off. And he's like, well, whatever, man. We'll see what you do when I booked you against Drew McIntyre tonight or whatever. So there you have that. Advancing the storyline between the two. And showing off that I guess they still have heat with each other. 49 D+ rating as we get a recap of Sasha Banks' beatdown from last week on Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke. as they were beating down on her best friend slash maybe lesbian lover. I doubt they're going there, but maybe. Oh boy, she does love her. Who knows? Who knows? 49 D+ rating here as Charlie Caruso is interviewing Sasha and Bayley backstage, and oh, they're just so happy and just so fun and giddy that they're friends again. Yay! Golly, gag me with the. Never mind. I almost said something I use with my friends a lot, but I'm not using that on a video so someone can capture me saying those words. But nonetheless, good fucking God Almighty, this promo was cringy. Like, ugh. And if Sasha isn't just using Bayley to like turn on her or something, this was all a waste of time. Like, you want my honest opinion? I don't think Sasha's turning on Bayley. I think this has been a big waste of time from Elimination Chamber, which was in freaking February, all the way till July, which is now. So I don't know how many months that is off the top of my head, but it's too much. I know that. Like, this has been going on for way too long. It should have led to Sasha Banks' heel turn, but no. We get this cringy promo to where you want to believe that they're friends, but you just get such a weird lesbian vibe from it. It's just weird. Nonetheless, Sasha Banks and Bayley have made up, it seems, and they are in tag team action tonight. Because like I said, or as I was going to say before I forgot to mention it, I think that Sasha Banks and Bayley are going to be friends forever, and they're going to be the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, or whatever the hell. Ugh, whatever. I'm going to keep these turns going because who knows, maybe Sasha's playing her, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. What the hell, did I not press the button? I guess I didn't. I should have known that with the gimmick stuff. Alright. Tag team action. This does horrible. 34 E+ rating as we get two no names, or I guess they're not no names because they had names, but two local talents. Samantha Simon, who is being played by, never mind, it doesn't tell me. Samantha Simon and Karen Lundby, who are being played by Amazing Maria and Jessie Bell. They both had red hair. They were the only two. Besides Taylor Hendricks, but we know Taylor Hendricks. I can't use her. We have a terrible matchup. Sasha Banks and Bayley going over Samantha Simon and Karen Lundby in 1:45 seconds after Sasha Banks defeats Samantha Simon with the Bankrupt. Bankrupt? I thought it was the... Is it Bankrupt? I thought it was like the bank statement or something like that. I don't know. Did cool the crowd. Karen Lundby with a 20. Samantha Simon with a 22. Bayley with... That's... I don't know their popularity, but that might not be too bad considering their popularity. Bayley with an in-ring performance of a 42, Sasha Banks with a 43, so just a point difference between the two women. Karen Lundby and Samantha Simon making the most of their appearance. Lundby improving in Rumble and performance, Simon improving in Rumble and performance, and Sasha even improving in performance. Good stuff, girls. Bayley, what are you doing? Come on, catch up. 74 B- as we get a recap of Braun Strowman tossing Kevin Owens off the steel cage match, or off the steel cage, not necessarily the steel cage match, from Extreme Rules. And then Braun Strowman apparently is going to be out next. 79 solid B rating. Is this all I wrote for this? Was it Braun Strowman interrupts Elias? No, I don't think so. Yeah, Elias is, once again playing the guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias, but before he can move forward, Braun Strowman interrupts him again. Like I said, this is going to be a reoccurring theme. Poor Elias just can't stop being interrupted tonight. And Braun Strowman makes his way to the ring. Of course, these two have a little bit of history, so Elias backs off quick. And then in the ring, we lead to a 66 C+ rating as Braun Strowman takes the mic. He's happy about what he did to Kevin Owens. He doesn't care whether it be Brock Lesnar, whether it be Bobby Lashley, whether it be Roman Reigns. He doesn't care who the Universal Champion, because mark his words, they won't be champion for long because he has this. That leads to the Constable Baron Corbin. Well, actually, no, not the Constable Baron Corbin, but Kevin Owens coming out with the Constable Baron Corbin. Owens promises... I don't think they came out right at the same time, but whatever. Details. Owens promises Strowman that, bad things are coming his way pretty much, and he's going to take everything from him. And that leads to Jinder Mahal coming out. And Mahal pretty much tries to, calm Strowman down, Shanti, he's like his inner hippie now or whatever. And Strowman, it's not working for him. His aggression is too strong, and he has his own way of calming himself down. And instead of saying Shanti, they go get these hands, and then he beats down on. He doesn't beat down on Jinder. He kind of just takes him down once while Jinder flees the ring, and then poor Sunil Singh gets the worst of it all as he gets beaten down. So 66 C plus rating here. The angle got the crowd hotter. Braun Strowman was good. It did lose heat for the Kevin Owens Braun Strowman feud, which is unfortunate. It did advance the Baron Corbin Finn Balor feud because Balor took a little bit of a jab at Finn Balor. Balor took a jab. Corbin took a jab at Balor here, and then the Roman Reigns Bobby Lashley feud because maybe Braun Strowman will get himself involved. Although this should be more of a Brock Lesnar feud by now, but whatever. 69 C plus rating as we get a recap of the Evolution announcement earlier tonight for the All Women's pay-per-view. 34 E plus rating as we hype up the fact that coming up next, Natalya takes on Mickie James. 58 C minus as we get a recap of Ronda Rousey's beatdown on Alexa Bliss last week. Well, that led to her plus 1 week suspension, but also if she doesn't, come back this week, which could still happen, she would get a Raw, I don't know why I keep wanting to say SmackDown, a Raw Women's Championship match at SummerSlam against Alexa Bliss. 47 solid D as we hype up Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, which pretty much just confirms that, yes, indeed, it's happening, I guess. 47 solid D rating for the Mickie James-Natalya match. In an extremely short matchup here, Mickie James goes over Natalya in 4 minutes 11 seconds with the long kiss goodnight. I don't know what that move is, but I'm almost certain it's not what Mickie James used to beat her. Nonetheless, Alexa Bliss did distract Natalya enough here, which led to Mickie James' victory. Bliss doing some good work ringside. Color commentary helping this out. Mickie James with an in-ring performance of a 38. Natalya with a 44. You know I pressed the button that time, game. 65 solid C rating here as Charlie Caruso interviews Roman Reigns on his upcoming match against Bobby Lashley and how Lashley beat him at the pay-per-view. But Roman thinks that's in the past, and tonight he's going to go ahead and beat Bobby Lashley, and then he's going to go ahead and beat Brock Lesnar. And you know what? Well, he doesn't say you can believe that because he totally trolled me and made me think he was, but he says, Mark, whatever. He says something that pretty much asserts to believe that. I'm not trying to gripe on Roman Reigns, but, he pretty much just asserts that he's going to beat Lashley and then he's going to go on to beat Brock Lesnar, and that's just how it is. He also talks about his haters, but, whatever. 67 C plus rating here as we get more hype for the Bobby Lashley-Brock Lesnar main event match. And then Balor versus Drew McIntyre, which I believe is next. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. It is not next. 73 B minus rating here as Elias once again tries to perform some music for these people, these fine people here in Cincinnati. But the AOP, the Authors of Pain, come out and interrupt him this time with a 73 B minus rating. 39 D minus afterwards as the AOP issue an open challenge. Just not to Titus Worldwide because they've beaten them already, but they're ready to take out anybody that steps up to them. And who accepts that challenge but Titus Worldwide? It's like they don't listen. But this leads to Titus Worldwide saying that, the AOP need to respect them, or at least respect Titus because he's a veteran and all that. And they get in a little bit of a brawl here, which leads to Titus Worldwide standing tall as they get AOP out of the ring. And I thought this feud was over, but nope. Seems like we're still moving strong here, so there you have that. 74 B minus rating as Kurt Angle is talking to Stephanie. He, compliments her on the Evolution announcement, which leads to Constable Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens catching up. And Kevin Owens expresses that he wants to face Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, but there's a catch. He wants, if Braun Strowman loses, and he means loses, disqualified, count out, any type of way for Braun Strowman to lose. Kevin Owens not only wins, but he wins the Money in the Bank contract as well. Stephanie likes it, even though Kurt's not down for it. Stephanie goes ahead and makes the match itself. So Not only does this gain heat for the Stephanie McMahon and Kurt Angle feud, but the Braun Strowman Kevin Owens feud as well. 69 C+ rating as we hype up the #1 contendership match between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley once again. Get used to me saying that. 46 solid D. This is kind of one of those weird angles once again that are happening during a match. But we get a little bit of a promo from Bobby Roode on Mojo Rawley during this matchup here. As Roode says, Mojo wants to call me a gimmick, but I'm going to, prove him wrong and all that. Pretty generic stuff that obviously I wasn't paying much attention to. It happened like that. So, some of these angles go by so quick that how am I supposed to remember? 46 solid D. Losing some heat for the Roode Mojo Rawley feud, which is unfortunate. But it does look like that is where we're going. As last week, I thought it was more of an Intercontinental Championship feud. No, it looks like Seth Rollins is still in that picture, so I had to go ahead and add Dolph back to that other feud. Nonetheless, 100 A-star for our pointless commercial break. Thank you, as always, Big Break John. And then we lead into our matchup here, a rematch from last week, apparently requested by Tyler Breeze. I'm not sure why, because he gets completely demolished here once again. 47 solid D rating in an extremely short matchup. Mojo Rawley going over Tyler Breeze in 3 minutes, 8 seconds with the hyperdrive. And we get a little bit more of a background on why Mojo is the way he is right now. He's sick of all the gimmicks and people not taking themselves seriously here in the WWE. He really beats himself because that's how he was when he first came here. And the guys like, a Tyler Breeze, No Way Jose, a Bobby Roode is really who Mojo's after right now, apparently. So Tyler Breeze, 1 point better than Mojo Rawley with his 43 to Mojo's 42. I think it's better than last week. I think they were really far apart last week. 64 solid C as we get a pre-match promo from Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre on Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Nothing too special here. 49 D+ rating as we hype up the fact that Balor versus McIntyre is next. And this might be a first-time matchup. I don't know if they said it. Then we hype up 205 Live's main event, 33 E+ as TJP will battle Drew Gulak, Hideo Itami, and Mustafa Ali for the #1 contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship. 69 C+ as once again Elias is interrupted, this time by Finn Balor. The guy cannot catch a break tonight. This is actually one of the best angles of the night, the running gag of Elias. 67 C+ for what I believe is a first-time matchup. Decent match. Finn Balor going over Drew McIntyre in 6 minutes, 28 seconds after McIntyre was disqualified when Ziggler ran in and started attacking Finn Balor. So, nice little back-and-forth match that, once again, I guess gives more of a taste of things to come. And Dolph getting himself involved, which led to, the disqualification in the end of a match that really was starting to pick up some steam here. With that being said, it is a taste of things to come, but I feel like that's really all WWE is doing with Drew right now. It would be nice to see him start giving us the full dish now, I guess, but whatever. McIntyre was really off his game tonight, which is unfortunate. Ziggler doing some good work ringside. Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman have good chemistry. Match got the crowd hotter. Finn Balor with an in-ring performance of a 64. Drew McIntyre with a 53. And Finn Balor is improving in performance, so good on his part. 65 solid C as McIntyre and Ziggler continue the beatdown on Finn Balor, which leads to Seth Rollins to come down to the ring to Finn Balor's aid, chase off the Intercontinental Champion and Big Bad Drew. Yes, Naughty, hello. I thought Kurt Angle was in here, but I guess I didn't put him in this angle, so I guess that's my bad. But nonetheless, Kurt Angle is supposed to come out, and he makes a tag team match right now. So we got a tag match, playa. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins will take on Ziggler and McIntyre, and that's happening right now. 72 B- rating here in a decent matchup. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor go over Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. In 12 minutes, 20 seconds after Seth Rollins goes over Dolph Ziggler by pinfall with the curb stomp. It's exactly how it went, too. So fun match here, back and forth action. Really carried by Seth Rollins, I would say, more than Finn. But I'd say Drew and Dolph at least got a good amount of time with each other as well. But Seth getting not another victory, but a victory over Dolph Ziggler, further cementing that he should be, should get another shot at the title, I should say. Drew McIntyre with an in-ring performance of a 56, seems like he was the worst of the match. Dolph Ziggler with a 61, Finn Balor with a 66, the best of the match, and Seth Rollins with a 64. Ziggler also improving in performance, so good for him. 71 B minus as Charlie Caruso goes on to interview Bobby Lashley about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And Lashley just expresses that he's pretty much ready for Roman and he's ready for Brock Lesnar. This is what he's came here for. This big fight matches. He's excited and he's ready for some action pretty much. Gained some heat for the Bobby Lashley Roman Reigns feud. Then we hype up the Roman Reigns Bobby Lashley match yet again. 63 solid C. Recap of the Evolution announcement. 72 B minus. 42 solid D as we see Ember Moon. She cuts like again one of those little pre-match promo things and a weird promo backstage. She hypes up how the women's pay-per-view is happening and how she had to choose someone to get eclipsed and she's chose Liv Morgan tonight. So we'll see her and Liv Morgan in action. Next, Liv Morgan leaving Sarah Logan backstage because apparently Logan has been banned or barred from ringside. So just Liv Morgan out here tonight because Ruby Riott also injured. 44 solid D in an extremely short matchup here. Ember Moon goes over Liv Morgan in 4 minutes, 16 seconds with the Eclipse. Ember Moon with an in-ring performance of a 41. Liv Morgan with a 34. Gained some heat for the Riot Squad Ember Moon feud. 64 solid C as Mike Rome, of all people, making an appearance. Interviews Seth Rollins. Rollins makes the announcement that he will face Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. So, announcement made. We have yet another match confirmed for the SummerSlam pay-per-view. 71 B minus rating as Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley is next. Come on, you know I pressed it. We are on a roll. 74 B minus as Elias. He's ready to cut his not cut his promo, but perform. He gets interrupted by Kurt Angle this time, and Kurt comes out to just let Elias know, look, I'm not out here to interrupt you. I just want you to know that you've been patient, and the stage is yours now. Elias is thankful. He goes to start performing. He even sings for a little bit. He gives a shout out to I don't know the name of the band. I've already forgotten, but there was a band in the arena. I think they do the Connors Kier music. He gave them a shout out, pretty much saying how he pretty much helped them out and all that, talking about how he's just the greatest rock star in the world right now. He starts to play his song, but he's just not feeling it in the air. He asks where we're at. He figured, we're in Cincinnati, he says, and he makes him feel like he's going to vomit. He tried, but he can't perform here tonight. Bobby Lashley's music eventually plays, interrupting him, and that's the end of Elias as we're getting ready for our main event of the night. Bobby Lashley getting better at his gimmick, so good on him. And it is main event time, but before we get to the main event, we get a 61 solid C rating as we hype up next week, as not only will Ronda Rousey be returning, but Brock Lesnar will return. And then also, next week we'll see Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin and Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. So, some hype up for next week's show. And I believe now it is main event time. Indeed it is. 68 C plus rating for the main event, and a good matchup here. Roman Reigns goes over Bobby Lashley in 19 minutes, 23 seconds with the spear. So, if I had to rate which match I like better, I honestly feel like I liked this match better than I liked the Extreme Rules match better. There was a lot more hard-hitting action here. They started off right away just going right at each other, and maybe a little bit too reliant on the Superman punch. I don't think I brought this up in the Extreme Rules review as well, but I feel like there's way too many Superman punches. Because golly, Michael Cole hearing him go, Superman punch, over and over again is just annoying as all can be. Nonetheless, Roman Reigns picking it up with a spear, just like Bobby Lashley did. So I don't think this is the end of the feud, but even though I enjoyed this match and I liked it a lot more than I liked the pay-per-view match, I've got to say, what is WWE thinking? Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again? Like, they've got to add Bobby Lashley in this match somehow, or, Braun Strowman, or have Braun Strowman cash in, because Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again? Come on. Haven't we seen enough of this? This is becoming John Cena, Randy Orton territory. Now, maybe not bad, but it's starting to feel like it. Like, Jesus. Nonetheless, with that being said, Bobby Lashley with an in-ring performance of a 62, Roman Reigns with a 68, no worker improvements, and we end off the night with a 61 solid C as the two men stand tall and shake each other's hands out of respect. Did lose heat to the feud that most likely is going to be over, but we'll see next week. So we end off Monday Night Raw, and what do we get? 82, solid B rating here. Not sure how. Increasing our popularity in 29 regions, but I'm not going to complain. But Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. That's what we're getting again. I don't know what WWE's infatuation with this match is, but I am tired of it. I would like to see... I wouldn't even have minded if they would have done the draw. Like I said, I think the triple threat match would have been the best match they could have possibly have done. But, you know, what do I know? Either way, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams. I don't give a damn. If you feel it would help, please give it a share and help your boy out. Get some new subscribers up in this bitch. And as always, I got my buddies down below, ZachManziNVO over on Twitch, Raging Yoshi here on YouTube. Give them a check out. I highly recommend them. But that's going to be the end of this video. I will see you guys for SmackDown as we try to catch up to the WWE. Have a good one.